for you this week. As I say, 2 home games this week. The first is Wake at the Syracuse Orange, and it's going to be followed up by Tulsa at Navy. So without further ado, we'll take a quick look at the Wake Demon Deacons roster with Coach Spectre, coach of the Syracuse Orange, and then we'll get kicked off.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wake Forest beat us last year at their place by a touchdown. We could not stop their offense. It was led by a freshman coming out party for Greg Dortch. We'll get to him in a minute. The offense is led by quarterback Kendall Hinton. Hinton is an impact player, and he can definitely run as well as pass. He's got a 21-7 touchdown to interception ratio through the air, and on the ground 72 healthy yards per game rushing. We suspect that may be scrambling out of the spread set. This is a passing offense heavy team, although Cade Carney, the halfback, only gets 70 yards a game on the ground and barely used in the passing game, about 1 catch per game. Fullback not quite utilized, the freshman Blunt, and the wide receivers, there he is, Greg Dortch. He torched us, if you will, for over 250 yards last season and was a major player in the upset. Hines not quite used, and Lewis, the underneath man, he's got a few hundred yards this season, 400 so to speak, probably their possession first down receiver. We are going to be focusing the bulk of our coverage on Dortch. He'll be double teamed. We'll shift the safeties. And we're going to try to make sure everybody else is who we're playing against. We're going to try to get him out of the ball game. Dwayne Johnson, the tight end, not quite utilized. He does have promise. The left side of the line is deadly. The left tackle's a 92. The left guard on a hot streak is a 93. And the center is a 96 All-American. So if they want anything to the left side, they are going to pose a threat to impose their will. However, a human being, senior 80 at right guard and a junior 77 at right tackle, we will be attacking that right side of the line, see if we can develop pressure from there. On defense, not too much to speak of at the defensive end position. There's an injury report, but the backup is just about as good, if not slightly better. Defensive tackle, solid if unspectacular, a couple of senior 81s and 80s. And the linebacking core, a little bit deficient, 73, a 75, and a 77. That's who we'll be attacking on offense, that linebacking core. The cornerback, Asang Bassi, number 21, will be trying to stay away from, as well as the safety, Jesse Bates, number 3. We will be focusing on the freshman. He's a talented one, Rob Powell, but he will be the guy we're going up against on many of the inside routes. Cameron Glenn as well, the safety, potentially somebody to pick on in 4 corner sets. Strong safety is an 82 senior, and the kicking unit led by a freshman 78 and Dalmaggio, the junior 89 punter. So we're taking these guys seriously. We're hoping to stop Dortch. He's going to be the focal point, and we hope to get out of this with a W. We'll see you on the other side for the second half of our doubleheader, that exciting Tulsa-Navy game coming up following this. So without further ado, we'll give it back to Coach Ninja for the play-by-play.
Wake 4-6, an offense much stronger than their defense, as we see a quick uniform change here for the Orange. as you can see, the Syracuse Orange, number 1 in points per game at 48.2, also number 1 against the rush. That's largely because teams can't afford to run against a team that scores 48 points. On the other hand, Wake Forest is in the 50th, 57th, and 63rd for all your offensive yards, but 27th on points, which is to say they might not get a lot of possessions, but they score on pretty much all of them, it seems. Conversely, on defense, they have a leaky defense at 34.1 and a leaky rush defense in particular at the 100th in the country. Top players for the Orange: Hofrichter, of course, the leg. Dungy out for most of last game with an injury. That's why he's not on a hot streak anymore. And Strickland, who is on a hot streak, 100 carries for 654 yards. Top players for Wake Forest: the center, the left guard, and Dortch. And I can tell you that the left tackle is number 4. So that's going to be a dominant half of the line there for those Demon Deacons. The left 3 offensive linemen are spectacular.
Storied legacies in the history of college football.
I started my coaching career, I had a dream. And every decision that I made, that I will be the head football coach at Syracuse University. Undefeated, untied.
1959 national champions.
Syracuse has scored an undefeated season, and the team carries Ben Schwartzwalder off the field.
It's going to be the greatest victory that you kids have ever had.
Dozens of the most prolific and impactful players in the game. The first African American to win the Heisman Trophy. 6 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 53 All-America selections.
We need to make this place the hardest place to play in the country. We need you. We need everyone. This is our state, our town, our team, and we gotta win now. Go Orange!
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia. This is League 1 NCAA football.
Don't you let anyone steal history away from you.
Since 1889, this is Syracuse football.
One last huddle before the game gets set. Some audibles being adjusted here by the Syracuse Orange, double checking that they've got what they want as their go-tos in the event they need them. Wake Forest starting with the ball. Coming out in an I formation. Cade Carney attempts to hurdle the scrum in front of him. Doesn't get very far, but he does get 5 yards on first down. Second running play in a row. Carney gets stopped after 4. It's 3rd and short now. Three handoffs to Carney in a row. He gets 4 yards on that one, and it's first down. This time, team tackling. Carney gets stopped in the backfield. First man slows him. The next two take him to the ground after a 0-yard gain. And we're seeing a hurry up here from the Demon Deacons, who have so far handed the ball off on every single play. It's now 3rd and 9. Tabari Hines comes across the middle, but as he jumps, he gets held onto like he's a ballerina, and he's stopped short of the line of advance. Metcalf back, and blocker doesn't really do much. Metcalf gets stopped. Is it still fuzzy? I'm a good 2.5 inches, 3 inches away from the mic. Five wide receivers here. Traditional starting formation for the Orange. Dungy scrambles out. He's being pursued. 5-yard rush. Alright, let's see if I can angle it just away from my mouth, and that'll be better, as it's now 2nd and 5. This time we've got a shotgun normal. Dungy keeps the ball on a read, and there's a defender closing. He loses 2. Yeah, I wonder why. Dungy scrambles out to extend the play, and Lofton is in space. Let me see if lowering the gain on the mic might help. If this does anything. How's this? Is this any better? When I put emphasis on the wrong syllables. Yeah, it was topping out. Maybe we lost our adjustment. On the mic balance. Strickland up the gut on 1st and 10. That was a 5-yard gain after good production, but a defensive closed on Strickland there. Lofton coming across in the drag. It's a good 10-yard pickup. Shotgun ace here. Strickland comes in motion. He was the wideout. Now he gets the pitch on the motion option. He's got the first down. He jukes the first man for an extra 5. It's a 22-yard game. And that puts the Orange in the red zone. And now Tommy Tanuvasa comes in a heavy formation, tight end on the right. Play clock ticking down. Handoff is to Strickland. He goes left of center and follows his blockers for 7 yards. It's now 2nd and 3 from the 4-yard line. Three down linemen here from Wake Forest against a 5-wide set. Dungy scrambles. Jamal Custis gets 0 yards. And Strickland runs the angle out of the backfield for the touchdown.
Syracuse ready to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Syracuse with an excellent first possession, moving the ball right down the field and getting a lead in this game, taking a chunk of time off this clock from this productive offense of the Demon Deacons as they run the ball again on first down. Cade Carney gets 5. Dortch with his first target of the game, 5 yards, and is swarmed. Gets no more except the first down. And that was a heck of a fumble, and it's astonishing that the Orange didn't come up with that ball. Like, he landed on top of it. weird little screen pass there, and it gets to 3rd and long again.
It's 3rd and long. Ball on their own 29. There's a strike complete. And he's tackled right around the 30.
The screen pass on 3rd and long gets 1 yard, just doesn't fool the defense. This is going to be the second punt of the game for the Demon Deacons. Metcalf's going to return this time, see if he gets anything. Got some decent blocking, and he only gets 5 yards.
2 yards on the run back.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Brad, with so much traffic in the middle there, it really makes it tough to break through.
Thank you for telling me, Leon. I'm glad to know. I'm excited. And I'm going to go back to football because, dear God, I hope there's not a trailer. Don't tell me if there's a trailer. I'll find out later. Strickland gets the handoff on 1st down, and they were expecting the quarterback run because, well, this quarterback runs, and it goes for long yardage. In the waning minute here of the first, an 11-yard run. Ah, okay. 2020. I've got time. Shotgun ace here. Strickland still in the backfield. This time Dungy does keep it, and they're looking for it. They sent 2 men into that backfield, 1 for each of them. And that's a loss of 4 yards on 1st down.
From their own 41-yard line.
Let's see if the Orange try and get a playoff here. They do. Dungy moves into out, and Dante Strickland out of the backfield gets 5. He gets those 4 lost yards back. Dungy now just short of midfield. Lofton comes in motion right to left. Dungy's moving out. He gets the 1st down and keeps the ball. Doesn't go for that risky pitch. It's his 4th rush, including a couple of ones blown up in the backfield, but that one worked. And now the Orange are once again in enemy territory. Adley Anoisi runs underneath it as Dungy throws on the run across his body. Fantastic catch by Anoisi in space. Lofton comes across in the drag, and Dungy waits for him to get open out in the right flat. Lofton with a spin move gets a little bit more by moving to the outside. Dungy on the quarterback keeper runs way outside when everybody goes up the middle, gets that touchdown from about 6 yards out. And now, 1 minute into the second, the Orange are up by 2.
Check out what's going on in University Park. The Mustangs deliver the perfect.
When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Oh my God.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. You think about the challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it.
Fullback motion disguises the counter as the halfback gets through the secondary because of the cover 0. And it's a 92-yard run. That's not 92 yards. That's an 80. No, it's a 75-yard run.
That one guy fell down. That was the key right there, right? Right there.
Yeah, that broken tackle and tripped and into the secondary with no coverage. And that's a long gain on the run for the Demon Deacons. I'm going to guess they're going to keep handing it to that halfback.
That was Green that was tripped. It was the key guy who tripped. He might have caught. Green is pretty quick.
And just like that,
One-score game.
it is a one-score game.
Line up to kick this one away. Nice kick, plenty of distance.
Eric Metcalf catches it 3 yards in the end zone, brings it out, and gets to the 19.
There hasn't been too much daylight between these two teams. In games like this,
Shotgun split big. This is the touchdown formation from the previous drive. That was only about 8 seconds ago. Dungy gets to the outside on the scramble. Excellent blocking there on the right by, who is that? Number 17. Fantastic block. Gets another couple of yards and plenty of space to slide for Dungy after the first down. That is Custis. Excellent block by Custis.
first and 10. Ball on the 37. Tackle made around the 34-yard line.
That option swallowed up immediately. Yeah, he hit both of them. He hit both of them. That's clearly somebody to continue to be worried about, as that defensive end is getting in with speed, as we now see 5 wide on 2nd and long. Dungy scrambles. And throwing on the run, gets hit, throws it short, and is lucky to not have it picked. His first incompletion of the game. 10 minutes in. It's now 3rd and long for the Orange. And Kemp comes from the underneath. And he's got the speed. And that's a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Son of a bitch!
And we're going to be tied after this extra point. And Dungy starting up another drive. After this kickoff, now tied 14-14. Metcalf returns to the 32 this time. And the flex bone, the motion, gets 3 yards. Dungy scrambles. And he scrambles out for a 14-yard run. And Tommy Tanuvasa comes in for another play in a heavy formation, as Syracuse Orange are 1st and 10 near midfield. Strickland decides to try and take it outside, and he's hit for a loss. And Tyrone Perkins out of the backfield this time on an angle route gets 5 yards to make it 3rd and 6. Ball is lofted to Anoisi, who's in the left slot running a smart route. Gets it in space as his defender had faded way back, and he stays in bounds. Tackled after a couple of yard gain. Had to bleed all of his speed, making a 45-degree turn to try and get upfield. Couldn't get into second gear before he was hit. But a great play by Anoisi to get under that ball and be in space with no defenders around him when it came. Dungy scrambles out. And Anoisi this time 13 yards and out of bounds, coming left to right instead of left to further left. And Kemp with his second pick jump the route exactly the same way. And another 75-yard run by Cade Carney to take the lead for Wake Forest after the second pick.
Continuing to pound the rock on the ground and score a touchdown. The Tigers lead 17-14. People were predicting I know
you'd be shocked, but I'm quite hopeful it does, because I play SMU next week. I'd like them to not be hot. And I think Syracuse would be gratified if they lost. Number one undefeated lost this week, and the other two undefeateds are Syracuse and SMU. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dungy gets 4 yards on the triple option when the halfback and the other halfback are well covered. He's got under 2 minutes now left in the first half, down by 7. And Inoisi gets the catch as the defender tries to make a move, and it looks like it just went right through the defender's hands. Kemp again trying to get his hands on the ball. No such luck this time. Dungy scrambles out and gets 11 yards on the rush. Yep. Tommy Tanuvasa now, and he scrambles out and has tons of space, gets 18 yards and out of bounds to stop the clock. On the 30-yard line, they are within Hofrichter's range, but down by 7 points after having thrown 2 picks. Syracuse isn't thinking kick. Custis comes across in the drag and gets 3. And that starts the clock moving. And Mo Neal gets 8 and steps out of bounds to stop the clock. This time Kemp isn't covering Custis. He's wide open. He gets the ball and is immediately hit, but that's first and goal from the 4 with 1 minute and a live clock. Custis on the drag route. The defender hits him, but hits him from the in-play side of the ball. Pushes him into the end zone. And this extra point will tie the game with 51 seconds left in the second quarter.
drill to not see the ball touch the ground. This time they went the entire length of the field. The ball never touched the ground. Great execution by the quarterback and receiver.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Sends it sailing down the field.
Wake now has 51 seconds and 3 timeouts with which to respond. It's worth noting that their last 2 drives have been single plays, 75-yard runs for touchdowns. Sorry, their last 2, offensive drives. Hines gets 29 yards and is hit out of bounds. Wake Forest now in orange territory. Quarterback scrambles and he gets 1 yard and costs Wake a timeout. And Kendall Hilton this time throws the ball away. That's only his first incompletion, but he's only thrown 6 passes. It's now 3rd and long on the 45. And Greg Dortch in double coverage goes up and jumps over the defender to come down with a 25-yard pass. That was a college catch. That was not an NFL catch. It was an incredible catch, and it was legal in this league. Now in the red zone with 33 seconds and 2 timeouts. Blount in motion. It's play action. Scrambles. Dodges the first guy. 8-yard gain and a timeout spent. Bell and Carney in the backfield. Tight end on the left side. It's a handoff to Carney. He is indecisive, but he rolls forward for 10-yard gain. 20 seconds left, and Syracuse calls timeout. Heavy formation here from both sides. And they hand it to Carney. He goes outside and runs in the touchdown. That is his 3rd touchdown. Wake is now up 27, soon to be 21. Schumacher takes it out of the end zone, gets to the 25, and is put out of bounds. Wake Forest turning it around in the second quarter, thanks to a couple of turnovers from the Orange. Anoisi gets 13, and it's not clear if he got out of bounds or not, so Syracuse calls the timeout. He definitely got out of bounds that time, but he was short of the first down marker. It's 2nd and 1 from the 47. Still in the I formation here. Anoisi takes 4 seconds, gets 12 yards. It's the 42-yard line with 2 seconds left. Quick double check of the depth chart. Looking to make sure that they've got all of their kicking power on the field. And they do in Hofrichter. This is a 59-yard field goal attempt. And that is a 59-yard field goal.
The longest this year in the country. By 2 yards.
That is a fantastic field goal for Hofrichter. And with 17 seconds, that is a hell of a steal of some points. Alright, a quick look at the halftime stats here. Score is down by 4, but very few first downs for Wake Forest. This is because all of their points, really, half of their points come from 2 75-yard runs. That's why you see 13 rushes for 187 yards. 150 of that is on 2 rushes, so that's 11 for 37. Passing yards, only 6 completed passes for 2 yards. 2 turnovers for the Orange are what have taken them out of this game, out of the lead, I should say, as they have the time of possession as well. Dungy, even with 2 picks, has a 173 passer rating because he's got 18 out of 21 passing yards, whereas Hinton is 160 because he is 6 out of 7. Not a whole lot on the passing front for Wake Forest so far. Rushing, Carney, 2 75-yard runs are what give him the 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hinton with 3 attempts for a total of 6-yard gain. Dungy, 69 yards on the ground, mostly out of the scramble, as they have been, as the Demon Deacons have been covering the option quite well. Strickland, 5 for 46. Receiving, Enoisi is doing very well this game as a slot receiver. He's got 7 receptions for 92 yards. Custis behind him in reception, but Lofton behind him in as the number 2 in yards. Defensively, a couple of tackles for loss, but no interceptions and no sacks yet for the Orange. On the other side of the ball, it is Kemp, the strong safety, who's got 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 picks, including a 53-yard touchdown run for that pick 6. And that is by and large the story of our game so far. Syracuse led at the end of the first, 7-0, and it was a couple of picks in the second that led to the touchdown by Carney and the touchdown by Kemp. The touchdown by Kemp, and then another touchdown by Carney on this run here was from a pick as well. All right. And with that, we will be resuming shortly. And Syracuse gets the ball in the third, but I believe, am I right, you lost the kickoff? Lost the coin flip? And they elected to take it. Interesting. It does indeed, as it now puts Syracuse on their own 13-yard line. And the Wildcat catches him off guard, but it bounces off Strickland's hands. 2nd and 10 now. Custis in the drag route makes a spin, and it makes the defender miss, and he leans forward. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Shotgun wide trips here. Hand off to Strickland. It's wide open. That's Strickland's 6th rush of the game, and I think that was for about 12 yards. Now on the 36, it is 1st and 10. Strickland comes in motion. Dungy's hit in the backfield, but the defender face masked him. That's going to move the ball 15 yards downfield, and Syracuse is now right where they want to be at midfield. Noisy coming right to left. He's got some close defenders, but he finds a gap between 2 zones, and the defenders are on the wrong side of him, so he gets 4 yards. Strickland stumbled when he hits his own player, but is tackled towards the line of scrimmage by the defender, making it 3rd and inches. Great attempt to survive and keep the play alive by Strickland is what gets it 3rd and inches instead of 3rd and 3. And Dungy, quarterback keeper, and he's got green space, and he's losing defenders.
40.
And that is a 40-yard read option touchdown for the lead for Dungy.
Do it now. Let's go.
The Ponies ready to tee it up as SMU is set to go in University Park. This is a game we've been watching closely today. The Tigers unleash their aerial assault and score a touchdown. The Tigers have the lead, 24-21.
Oh dear God! I hope Memphis keeps that lead.
Syracuse gets set to kick this one away.
And now Hoffrichter kicks it off. Lewis kneels it down. Wake down by 3. All of the scores so far for Wake have been on explosive plays. The question is can they put together a drive, and can the Orange make them? And the quarterback is scrambling. He gets 22 yards. Carney stopped for a loss of 3. And that's an excellent tackle from a corner to get the halfback down behind the line of scrimmage. Tight end in motion. And Green comes in for the first sack of the game for the Orange. It's going to be 3rd and very long.
Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, gonna get to two, another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Green forces him out of the pocket, forces Hinton to throw the check down to the rock. It gets 0 yards, and Wake is going to be forced to punt it away once again. An excellent defensive stand by the Orange there. Metcalf gets some yards on the return. Gets into enemy territory at a 35-yard return. Dungy scrambles out. He's looking for a play. Enoisi has lots of green space. He dodges a defender. He gets 47 yards and is yards shy, single digits shy of a touchdown after faking out a safety brilliantly. The Orange up 31-28 here. Custis on the drag, gets the defender onto the wrong side of him, catches the ball and leans for the touchdown.
By the power of Grayskull. Became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Another kneel down by Lewis. Wake Forest is now down by 10. Team tackling takes down Carney for tackle for loss there. First man slows him, second man stops him. And a face mask is called on McKinley Williams. And that's a big escape there for Wake Forest. Down by 10. 3 minutes left in the third. Dortch with his third catch of the game. 10 yards and a first down. And Tabari Hines hit from behind, short of the first down. It's 2nd and 2. And that's a quarterback keeper for no gain. It's 3rd and 2 again as we're seeing hurry up from the Demon Deacons. Hines in motion. And it's pitched to Carney, and he is hit immediately by defenders coming off of the run blocking. It's a loss of 3. It's 4th and 4. It's going to force a punt here, and this is a big change of possession. And they let the ball go into the end zone for the touchback. And they're showing some resilience here in the third. The Orange looking to close this game out as Custis catches the ball. The drag route gets open against zone coverage. He gets 7 yards. Wanted more. Dante Strickland out of the backfield, 4 yards and a first down from the halfback angle route. Shotgun ace now, halfback on the strong side, but there's tight ends on both sides of the line. And this is another angle, this time Perkins, and he gets 20 yards as there's no defensive cover, and it's the secondary that has to slow him down, prevent him from running any further. Strickland takes the handoff up the gut, 6 yards. And this time Strickland can't hold on to it as the defender is right there on him after the angle, the cut on the angle, hit immediately. It's now 3rd and 4. Dungy gets the first down on the scramble and slides into the feet of the defender. The umpire calls him safe at first base. Syracuse now up 38-28. Five wide receivers now to begin the fourth. And Dungy surprises nobody, surprisingly, with the attempt for the run on first down there out of the five wide, bringing the safety blitz, and it ate up the run. They probably weren't. I think they were just blitzing because they thought that's what they wanted to do against the pass, and it turned out it worked because they were safety blitzing instead of, up linebacker blitzing. As we see 2nd and 12 now out of a shotgun split offset here. And Strickland held onto it, hit as he caught it. Gets 3 yards. It's 3rd and long here for the Orange, who lead by 10, 1 minute into the fourth. And Pierce running alongside his companion. Defenders didn't know how to cover when they split just ever so slightly. Pierce had the space to catch and then hop over the line for the first down. It's 1st and 10 now on the 24. Dungy with the read, keeps it, spins, and does some great moves and some great blocking to hold on to his guys that long for the touchdown.
Everyone I see just walks the walk with gritted teeth, but I just stay by and I wait by time. They say you gotta toe the line, they want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs, I'll jump on that lightning bolt.
Up by 17 now with 6 minutes, 17 seconds, and 3 timeouts. Wake has to be thinking, we need to do something. "17 points is 3 scores. The only times that they've gotten stops so far this game, Wake Forest, is when they've gotten picks. Or when the clock has closed on a quarter. And that ball sails high on Kendall Hilton after the rush makes him throw it away. Was looking for George, didn't have time to not sail it. Green hits him as he throws. Tabari Hines gets 13 yards and falls out of bounds. And hurry up from Wake. Dortch 13 yards, I believe his fourth reception. Yes, his fourth reception of the game. And Johnson, 9 yards, short of the first down. Wake Forest going as fast as they can here. Hinton has space in the pocket to wait for Dortch to break cover, and they get the first down. Scrambling, Henderson comes in, hits him, and it's a 7-yard gain by Hinton. Another scramble. Hit again by Henderson Jr. as the first man. Stops any more gain. It's 3rd and 3 from the 21. And the handoff to Cade Carney gets 4 yards on the first down on 3rd and 3. Looks like Dortch is not on the field as Hinton gets sacked for a loss of 3. Dortch back in the game, playing on the right. Handoff to Carney. Gets 5 yards, but after the sack, it's still 3rd and long. Syracuse doesn't like what they see. Calls a timeout on 3rd and 8 on the 15-yard line. And Dortch catches a miracle ball in the smallest corner of the end zone. Fantastic catch. Only his, I believe, 6th of the game. But a key catch there puts Wake down by 10. Schumacher in the end zone, takes the knee. Syracuse has 4 minutes and 5 seconds and a 10-point lead. Hand off to Dante Strickland, who gets 3 yards and is tied up by the linebackers. Dungy taking his time as the clock ticks down. It's under 3.5 minutes now. Strickland out of the backfield gets 4 yards and is tackled. It's 3rd and short. Strickland this time on the drag is wide open and spins upfield for a 12-yard gain. Six-yard gain to Lofton. Wake Forest spends their first timeout. Dungy scrambles. He gets a first down and out of bounds. And another timeout. Oh, SMU won. Big F.
It's not played on paper, it's played on grass.
Or plastic. Shotgun split big here. Dungy keeps it. He's on the other side of the defenders. He's in space. And it's a 3-score game again.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Game ranked 3rd in the nation. This was a tight one to the very end. The Mustangs grabbed the win by 5. All right, Reese, back to our game. They line up to kick this one away.
Wake Forest, down by 17 again, has 2 minutes and 2 seconds and 1 timeout. Hit as he throws. Bradshaw swoops in for the pick. Dungy on the read option gets 14 yards before he's tackled. He's got 200 yards on the ground on 19 carries.
When do you see 200 yards from a quarterback?
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 28. They come out in a 5-wide set.
Custis with a brilliant move to get the first down, and the flag is probably going to be the face mask. Yep. Wake Forest trying to get the ball back as quickly as possible, giving all of the yards to the Orange. First and goal now from the 9. James Lofton gets no yards as the defense was closing on the quarterback and nobody was a good option. But that does make the clock now live. Shotgun normal halfback week now. And Strickland gets 5 yards on the angle out of the backfield. Third and goal from the 3. The play clock just 4 seconds shy of the game clock. And Strickland on the drag for the touchdown. Should lock down this game. Hoffrichter puts it into the end zone, forcing the touchback. Wake's going to have a Hail Mary if they care for it. They probably do. We'll see what they do here with 4 seconds. Down by 24. The ball is thrown away, and that's the end after a very dangerous second quarter with a pick six and 2 75-yard rushes in the second quarter that gave the lead to the Demon Deacons. Eric Dungy and the Orange keep their heads come back in the third and play a dominant rest of the game to win 59-35 after some big plays in the second that the Syracuse Orange were on the definite wrong side of. Thank you for joining us for the first of our doubleheader. We're going to take a short break and then return with Tulsa and Navy after taking a quick look at the game stats here after these highlights. First downs, more than double the first downs for the Orange, and 632 total yards of offense. Very few games, but just shy of 300 on the ground. 29 attempts for almost 300 yards. Fantastic running game there. 340 yards passing, 200 more yards passing than 90% on third down, 10 for 11 versus 4 for 8. Overcame a massive, because they gave up those 2 picks early and didn't resuscitate a pick until late. Fantastic game. Yeah, showed up in the second quarter. Shut out Wake in the third, which was tremendously important. And what turned that game around is that shutout third. Fantastic recovery by the Orange. Thanks for joining us. Stick around. Second of our doubleheader coming up soon. And number 16. Yeah.
Because that means I now control my own destiny.
Mm.
That's not the polls.
Yeah.
3 are defeated. Now there's Welcome back, sports fans. We've got game number 2 of our doubleheader coming up, Tulsa versus Navy. This was a game that went down to the wire last year with Navy winning on Tulsa's turf. The Golden Hurricane traveling to Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, to take on the Navy midshipmen who have won 4 straight this season, come into the game at 5-4, looking to solidify a good bowl berth. We're going to pass it over to Coach Ninja, and he's going to give you the lowdown on what you might expect from this second game of our exciting League One doubleheader.
All right. Thank you, Coach Spectre. Of course, we're starting off with the Tulsa quarterback, Chad President. He is a 92 junior with speed and acceleration. Passes for almost 300 yards a game. 33-7 touchdown to interception ratio, which is fantastic. And on the ground, he gets another 50 yards a game. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, but from previous experience, we believe that he is a scrambling quarterback, not an option quarterback. Which means the running yards come through Corey Taylor II. He's a true junior, 86, and he's got 46 yards a game at a 5.9 yard average, 6 touchdowns. But he's also got another 21 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. Not a focal point of their offense on either way, but they use him. Fullback isn't much to speak of, although evidently they put him on the field. He's got a touchdown this year on his only run. Wide receiver, it is Hobbs, who is the number 1 by far. 94 yards a game, 8 touchdowns. We need to be scared of him. And an excellent 366. That's a full third of his yards after the catch. Johnson, 46 yards. Stewart, 44 yards. So that's solid, but Hobbs is the focus. But we need to turn and look at Mintner, the impact player, 82 yards. So Hobbs and Mintner are the 2 that on offense are what we need to be worried about. The line is 79-78, 95 center, 78-88. So 1 human, 1 Ubermensch, and then 3 not great guys. On defense, they have a 79 and an 82 impact player end. D-tackles are 82, but the depth is shaky, down in the low 70s. Backers are 80, 86, 77 at right outside linebacker. Reggie Robinson is quite good. He's their best corner at 82. Kedrian Wadley is out, which means Evans, their number 2 corner, is a 70, and Norris, their number 3, and they'll be playing Jarian Anderson as their 4th corner when they put 4 corners on the field. They'll be backed up by an 87 free safety and a 79 strong safety who is an impact player. So it's going to be the corners, really, that are the weakness, and then depth. Otherwise, they've got a pretty consistently B squad. So without further ado, we're going to get started at home against Tulsa.
You see there, Tulsa with a better squad numerically, 86-83 overall. This was a close run affair last year, and Navy hoping to get the victory this year on their home turf. Tulsa with the edge on offense, Navy equal to their number on defense. We welcome you to League 1 action. Second game of our doubleheader. An exciting American Conference affair. Tulsa 3-3 in the American, Navy 4-2, hoping to finish strong and qualify for yet another bowl game. Navy coming in with a balanced attack on offense. Defensively, the 4th-ranked rushing defense versus Tulsa's 7th-ranked passing offense. 7th in the nation in passing, 104th in rushing. No secret as to Tulsa's game plan. Defensively, average numbers for Tulsa. Navy led by Polu on defense and Wood at right tackle versus Tulane's offensive line prowess. Miller, the centerpiece of that offensive line, average and human otherwise, but an all-star at center. Chad President, the quarterback, one to watch for. I'm sure that Navy will be doing the same. Hobbs in receiving with 942 yards and 8 touchdowns, a focal point of Chad President. Couple of injuries to report. Brown still out for Navy with a torn pectoral. He might be coming back this week. There's reports from Navy's practices that Brown has been seeing action and could be a feature. Meanwhile, Wadley for Tulsa will miss this game. Cold conditions here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Tulsa, the visiting team, facing off against the Navy midshipmen. Big American Conference action coming to you live from Annapolis, Maryland. The coin toss here won by Tulsa. They're going to elect a kick that's going to give Navy the ball first and Tulsa the ball to start the third. Coach Ninja making his adjustments prior to the kickoff on offense and defense. We'll see what happens here as we get this game underway. Kickoff into the end zone. Navy takes the ball at the 25-yard line as Laster takes a knee. Couple of formation subs. A little bit of machination on Navy's behalf. And we'll get this game underway with a 5-wide receiver set. Incomplete pass by Lewis on his first attempt. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Some more studious formation substitutions by Navy as they break the huddle. 2nd and 10. early going of this ball game. 3-3-5 the set for the Golden Hurricane, and the give to the halfback up the middle picks up 1. Brown's going to give the midshipman 3rd and 9 here on the opening drive. Three-man front for Tulsa. Navy in a 5-wide set. Lewis back to pass, looking, and hits the underneath man. He's 1 yard short of the first down. Navy coming into this game 6 out of 12 fourth down attempts used. They have 6 to go with a couple of games remaining. We'll see what they do here in the early going. It's the opening drive here, and Navy, looking to make a statement, comes out on 4th and 1. Back to pass goes Lewis, hits the slant route. It's a first down to Laster. It's a 15-yard gain. And just like that, Navy has a first down near midfield. A big conversion on 4th down here in the early going. First and 10 from just shy of the midfield stripe. 49.5-yard line is Navy. Audible at the line of scrimmage. Lewis adjusts to the offense. Man in motion to the right. It's the flex bone, and Lewis picks up a solid gain on first down. It's an 8-yard rush. Going to leave the midshipman with 2nd and just 2 at about the 42-yard line of Tulsa. A little bit of a free play here for the midshipman offense. We'll see how they utilize it, looking to set up something for later in the game, probably if you've ever watched Coach Ninja play. The long view he takes. Navy in 11 personnel with a tight end, a wide receiver, a halfback, and 2 more wide receivers. Lewis back to pass, hits... No, it's going to be a sack in the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and 9. The blitzing linebacker able to come in free and clear. Tulsa coming out with an aggressive call on defense. Able to get the sack. Now 3rd and long for the Navy offense. Underneath man makes the catch. Craig Scott makes the tackle, and he's short of the first down by 2. It's at the 43-yard line, just outside of field goal range for the midshipmen here in the early stages. And it looks like they're set to punt. Going to angle the punt far to the sideline and hope to get this thing out of bounds inside of 40 yards. Looks like a good kick, and it's successful inside the 5. Excellent execution by the midshipman special teams unit is going to leave Tulsa backed up to their own end zone. The ball rests at the 2-yard line, just 6 feet from the stripe. Tulsa showing 3 tight ends. Goal line set for the Golden Hurricane. A tackle broken. A first down gained on a 14-yard gain by Corey Taylor. That's his first carry of the game, the halfback for the Golden Hurricane. Ball now at the 17-yard line. Tulsa back to pass. Chad President off to the right side. And Minter picks up a 4-yard gain on first down. No huddle attack now by Tulsa. Responded by Navy. We'll see what transpires as President goes back to pass, has to scramble. There's no spy, but Navy has two defenders within a couple of feet, and they're able to bring him down after a 22-yard gain. That's President's first carry out of the pocket, and he shows his scrambling ability. Scrambles again, but this time Navy has personnel, and they're able to sack him for a loss of 1. We'll see if that disrupts Tulsa's no-huddle attack. It does not. They come out on 2nd and 11, rushing the play. The Navy defense trying to respond on the fly. President back to pass, throws the corner route. It's complete for a 14-yard gain and a first down on Tulsa's drive here, now inside Navy territory, just across the midfield stripe. Navy has bodies to make the tackle, limits him to a 6-yard gain as Hobbs makes his first appearance, 1 catch for 6 yards. President so far 3 for 3 in the passing game. Navy coming out with 3 down linemen once again, and Tulsa in a spread set. Almost intercepted / almost caught. There was tight coverage on the play. Tulsa would have been lucky to get the completion there. Navy had plenty of coverage against that one, and now faces 3rd and 4. Tulsa in the spread set. Navy responds with the quarter. It's complete over the middle for an 8-yard gain to Corey Taylor II. That's his first catch out of the backfield on the angle route for Tulsa. 1st and 10 now at Navy's about 31-yard line. As President goes back to pass, looks to the left. A couple of defenders there. They're able to manage to force him out of bounds as Chris Hunter picks up 7 on first. Now going to be 2nd and 3 at the 23. This time, Navy's defense answers the call, tackles the running back for no gain, and we now have 3rd down. Caught by Josh Stewart. It's an 18-yard gain on 3rd down. That's going to set up Tulsa with 1st and goal. Navy brings in a run set. We'll see how the cornerbacks and nickelbacks respond. It's passed out to the right flat, and Josh Stewart waltzes into the end zone for the first points of the ball game. Tulsa able to score on the drive despite Navy's defenses. Navy looking to respond here on the ensuing drive. 7-0 here in the early going.
And it's good for 7 points. So our score, 7-0. Tulsa, the kick. Nice kick, plenty of distance.
Navy receives it in the end zone. They elect to take the ball at their 25-yard line. The ball will be dead center middle of the field as Navy takes over 1st and 10 on their own 25. 3-3-5 front by Tulsa. Navy coming out in the flex bone. Man in motion, run to the right, and Lewis is tackled for no gain. Going to be 2nd and 10 now for the midshipman. Navy coming out in 11 personnel. 3 wide wide receivers and a halfback and a tight end. Man in motion, Laster from right to left. Lewis back to pass and hits Amir Lee, the tight end, for 13 yards, and that's going to be a first down. 37-yard line, the marker. The ball rests on the right hash mark. Navy in the shotgun split big. Two tight ends set, with a receiver playing left tight end. Keeper by the quarterback, and Lewis is able to get 3. Going to be 2nd and 7 here in the first quarter.
From their own 41-yard line, 2nd down.
Shotgun with two tight ends, Laster playing tight end 2. Navy back to pass goes Lewis. On the crossing route, hits Laster, but it's no gain, and it's still going to be 3rd and 7 for the Navy offense. Spread set is what the midshipmen show. Tulsa responding with 2 linebackers. Over the middle is Carmona, and Tyler Carmona, his 28-yard gain is actually going to be his first catch. But he comes up big for the midshipmen, almost 30 yards. And that is going to put the midshipmen in scoring position at the 31-yard line. Man in motion, left to right. Lewis gets tripped up in the backfield, and that's going to prevent him from gaining what would have probably been at least 3 or 4 yards, if not more. It's going to result in a 2nd and 10, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. 7-0 the score here in the early going, here from Annapolis, Maryland. Navy driving. Shotgun, single halfback set for the middies. Back to pass goes Lewis, and on the out route hits Amir Lee. He's able to get yards after the catch. It results in a first down. And Navy once again sets up shop at the 20. Lewis so far 7 out of 8 passing, off to a decent start. All above the line of scrimmage, and it's going to result in a positive gain on first down. They're going to call it 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the midshipmen. Shotgun wide trips for the midshipmen. Hits the halfback out of the backfield, and Brown all the way down to about the 2, maybe the 1.5. Going to set up Navy as they go no huddle, trying to catch Tulsa off guard. It's the read option, and Lewis on the keeper puts the first points on the board for the midshipmen, and awaiting the extra point, we've got a tie ball game.
mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. Throws falling back and finds his man. And they make the stop around the 34-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
Quick pass. And they push him out around the 47-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 13 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
And he can't get away from the pressure.
It's a big-time effort sack by the defensive end. I want to also give some credit to the downfield.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, another one bites the dust.
Huge play by the midshipman defense, setting up 2nd and 17 from the Tulsa 40-yard line. We'll see how Tulsa responds. Navy coming out with a 3-man front. Bottled up by the rush on the defensive line, and team tackling brings him down for a loss. Now going to be 3rd and a mile. Tulsa in desperation mode on this drive. Back to pass goes President. Good coverage by Navy. President doesn't know where to go. He throws it over the middle to Minter, who breaks free late in the play. Not enough rush by the midshipman. Not enough pressure on President on that particular play. It results in a 1st down as President now 10 out of 11 passing. Gets away from the pressure and slides after a gain of 6. Tulsa continues with their no-huddle attack, now 2nd and 4 inside the Navy red zone. Corner route to Minter. He's an impact player, and he's got another 16 yards. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 3 1/3 yard line. Navy trying to protect 13 feet. It's caught in the corner of the end zone. Minter, once again, the tight end, coming up big on the reception, going to give Tulsa the lead. We'll take a look here at the replay to see if he's got his feet in bounds. Looks like he probably did. It was a close run affair, but the Navy defense unable to prevent Tulsa from scoring on that particular drive. 5:16 remaining before the break. Navy brings the ball out of the end zone, gets past the 15 to about the 17 or 18. That's where they'll take over. 1st and 10, midshipman. Flexbone set for the middies. Audibles at the line of scrimmage by Lewis. Coach Ninja orchestrating this attack, and it results in a positive gain on 1st down. It's a gain of 4. Now going to be 2nd and 6. Navy coming out in 11 personnel. They've got 1 halfback, 1 tight end, and 3 receivers. Tulsa responding with a 3-3-5. Hits the drag route, but he can't hang on. That's going to result in 3rd and 6. Navy coming out in 5 wide, or at least a spread set. They've got a tight end and a halfback in the package. Back to pass goes Lewis, hits the slant route. Scott makes the catch and the first down and a few more. It's a 17-yard gain. Big play by Navy to set them up with 1st and 10 once again. 4:37 before the half. Navy with the ball at the 39-yard line.
From their own 39-yard line.
Right hash mark is where it rests. Navy coming out of the huddle in the flex bone. .335 defense by Tulsa. They've got the 3 down linemen, but the 2 backs playing tight to the line of scrimmage are able to close down the option play. Robert Rebels III, the tackle for loss, going to be a 2-yard loss. Not going to be 2nd and 12. Navy with the ball close to midfield. 3-3-5 once again by Tulsa. There's an injury on the field, and the backup quarterback comes into play. Hayes back to pass. The freshman with a good pass. And Amir Lee with a 10-yard gain, setting up 3rd and 1. Robert Hayes, the redshirt freshman, able to come in and make the play on his first passing attempt. A big play by him as we wait to see. Going to be a quarter at least for the quarterback for Navy. Lewis out for the near foreseeable future. Hayes at the quarterback position. A quick drag route caught by Carmona, tackled immediately, but it does result in a first down, and Navy continues their push. Without their starting quarterback, we'll see what Navy does here with a freshman, a redshirt freshman, taking the helm. 3 yards into Tulsa territory. Read option play, give up the gut to Josh Brown, the halfback. He picks up 3. Going to be 2nd and 7 now. 2:30 and counting, but Navy does have 3 timeouts. Hayes in the flex bone. He's got a little bit more juice in the legs, but he's tackled. He does fall forward for 2. Going to make it 3rd and approachable for the midshipman offense as we creep inside 2 minutes here in the first half. Back to pass goes Hayes. He's tackled as he throws. It results in a short throw. It's going to be 4th and 5 with 1:43 before the half. Special teams unit coming out for the midshipmen. They're going to try to pin Tulsa deep. Angle to the left. We'll see where it falls. Looks like it's going into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. And Tulsa will take over with 3 timeouts. Less than 2 minutes remaining. On their own 20. Following the punt into the end zone. Navy coming out in the quarter defense, anticipating a 2-minute drill by Tulsa. Tulsa back to pass. President looking, finds Hobbs. That's going to be a first down. That's just Hobbs' 2nd reception of the ball game. He's the leading receiver for the Golden Hurricane, but so far, Navy's kept him under wraps. Slant route is open. There's going to be a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. Roughing the passer on Navy's defense is going to give an extra 15 yards. It's going to take Tulsa into Navy territory at the 36, but not quite field goal range. Navy responding with the quarter defense as Tulsa comes out in the 2-minute drill. Caught over the middle, but very minimal gain forces Tulsa to call their first timeout. Quarterback Chad President now 15 out of 16, but that one only counted for 2. 2nd and 8 as the ball rests on the left hash of the 34-yard line. Quarter once again by the midshipman. Tulsa, Chad President, back to pass, pressured slightly, caught just barely in bounds by a half a step. Going to be a 7-yard gain and now 3rd and inches. An opportunity here for Navy to hold Tulsa to a field goal attempt if they can come up big on this 3rd down. Back to pass goes President and finds the slant from right to left. Hobbs with his 3rd reception. It's good for 14 yards. President now 17 out of 18. The ball rests at the 13-yard line as Navy hopes to get a turnover or a stop here as we approach halftime. Quarter defense by Navy. Spread set by Tulsa. It's a draw up the middle. Navy's defense is ready for it. Holds Taylor to a 2-yard gain as Tulsa goes no huddle. Scrambling is President. There's 2 defenders there. He breaks the tackle and walks into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Tulsa. They lead by 2 touchdowns. There's 54 seconds remaining. The midshipman with all 3 timeouts.
And he hits the PAT. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese?
Louisville ready to tee it up in Louisville. The Cardinals have a lethal pass-catch combination for a touchdown.
Bennett ready to kick. And he got all of this one.
Kick goes into the end zone. Lester brings it out, gets good yardage, good blocking out to the left side, and he's out past the 35. Going to give Navy excellent field position with 48 seconds remaining. Ball at the 36-yard line as Navy takes over. Incomplete pass, a leaping deflection by Cooper Edmondson. Going to be 2nd and 10 now. Navy with the ball at their own 36. Twin tight end set. Play action pass. Navy rolls out to the right, hits Amir Lee. He's got a reception for 19 yards. Big play by the Navy offense. They're going to call timeout after it as they take over now on the 44 as they look to get some points here before the half. Five wide, back to pass. Carmona with the catch. Picks up a few. Navy running no huddle. The underneath man, Scott, with the catch. An 8-yard catch gives Navy a first down. 21 seconds remaining. They still have 2 timeouts. Shotgun set for the midshipman. Scrambling to the left, Hayes has legs, has speed, gets inside the 10 on a huge 23-yard run. He may be a freshman, but he's athletic, and that's what he brings to the Navy offense. Utilized there by the midshipmen, giving them first and goal on the 8. A massive quarterback scramble. Good timing, good awareness by Coach Ninja on that passing play to see the green in front of him to the left side. 2 timeouts, 12 seconds remaining. Halfback angle, but Lee is the one that gets the catch on the out route. He picks up 7. It's a timeout by Navy with 7 seconds left, and the ball rests 3 feet from the end zone. Navy with their full complement of play calling with a timeout remaining. They can call whatever they like here from the 1. Spread set by the middies. It's a run up the gut, and it's a touchdown, and it's a 7-point game awaiting the extra point.
Great drive.
This kid is a really reliable weapon. You definitely want the football in his hands.
Extra point is up and good, and it's a 7-point ball game, 21-14. Tulsa with the lead with only 5 seconds remaining before the break. Deep in the end zone, Tulsa forced to take the touchback. With 3 wide receivers and a tight end, it looks like they may be going for the Hail Mary. Navy prepared for it. It's a run up the gut on a draw, and it gets the first down. No, it doesn't. He's a few inches short, and that's going to be the first half. Tulsa leads by 7. Navy rebounding from 21-7. Once again, Tulsa takes the touchback, and once again, they'll start from their 25. Navy playing the pass, comes out in the 3-3-5. It's a 4-yard completion on first down, and out of bounds he goes. Yet Tulsa continues with the no-huddle attack. Good pressure, good coverage, and that's going to be a sack by the midshipman. A big play, setting up 3rd and 14. Navy had enough bodies heading into the backfield, and one of them intersected with the quarterback prior to him being able to find an open man. Good pressure defense by Navy. Going to result in 3rd and a mile. Cromartie on the pass rush, unable to get to him, almost deflected, and it's intercepted. A deep throw. Gillis makes the catch, able to get about 25 to 30 yards on the return. It's the first turnover of the ball game, and it gives Navy momentum and a breath of fresh air, trailing by 7 with the ball now well into Tulsa territory. Good return by the defensive back, sets up Navy at the Tulsa 43. Right hash is where it rests. Tulsa out in the 3-3-5, Navy in the 11 personnel. Out of the backfield goes Josh Brown, and he's able to make the reception. Picks up 6. And Navy now with 2nd and 4.
Great.
Navy trails by 7, but has the ball in Tulsa territory. Audibles at the line of scrimmage by Lewis in the flexbone set. 3-3-5 Bear by Tulsa. Lewis on the keeper gets the first down. Might have been a face mask. It doesn't look like they'll call it, but it is a first down at the 33. Three, 3-5 once again by Tulsa. The linebacker creeps into the middle. Lewis adjusts the play. Another quarterback keeper. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 0-yard play. It's now going to be 2nd and 10 at the Tulsa 32. Navy coming out in a spread set. They got a single back in the backfield. It's a shotgun with a tight end. Man in motion. Navy with the snap, and Lewis finds Laster. Terrence Laster, an 8-yard catch. Big play sets up 3rd and 2. The ball is at the 25-yard line. Once again, we see a spread set by Navy. Once again, we see a 3-3-5 by Tulsa. Lewis back to pass. Hits Carmona, and he gets the first down. He's able to stretch the ball past the marker. Big conversion by Navy. Nets a first down, and it's 1st and 10 from Tulsa's 22-yard line. Carmona able to fall forward on that play. His size and awareness a factor. Single back set, read option. They bite on the halfback. Lewis gets the first down. It's an 11-yard gain. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 11. 3 yellow offensive linemen for Navy as Coach Ninja takes a breather, catches his breath, trailing by 7 here in the second half. Shotgun single back. Handoff up the gut. Perry picks up 5 and more. Almost gets the touchdown, but settles for 9. A solid gain. Tulsa didn't look like they were ready for that call. And Navy now 2nd and 1 on the 2. Tons of options for the midshipmen. Single back set. Navy keeping them spread out. Fakes, no, gives to the halfback, and Josh Brown waltzes into the end zone. Excellent call by Coach Ninja, giving the ball to the halfback. Tulsa clearly not ready for it, and it results in a touchdown for the midshipmen, and this extra point will tie the ball game.
Amazing battle. Right back to square one, assuming this extra point ties it.
He makes the PAT. Navy to kick.
21-21 as Navy gives the ball back to Tulsa. We'll see what kind of response they have, what kind of response the Navy defense has. Chad President 17 out of 18 in the first half for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just 1 for 2 as they only had the ball for a short bit here in the third quarter. And now Tulsa takes over once again. 3 in front by Navy. Tulsa in the spread set. Back to pass goes President. Finds the receiver to the left side. He picks up the first down. Keenan Johnson with the catch. Good enough for about 12 or 13 as the ball rests on the left hash at about the 37-yard line. President back to pass again. Hits Taylor out of the backfield. He picks up 7. Now going to be 2nd and 6. Maybe transitioning from the quarter to the 3-3-5. We'll see what happens. It's caught over the middle, and Minter with another catch. This one for 13. He's got 6 for 80 and a touchdown. Maybe tries to audible at the line of scrimmage. It's a run to the left. Personnel is there. Good tackle by the midshipman. Limits Corey Taylor to a 2-yard gain. Now 2nd and 8. Single back set once again as Tulsa goes with the no huddle. Response by the defense is not quite in time. It's going to be an 11-yard scramble by Chad President. 7 carries for 35 and a touchdown. He's had some effective scrambles. He might not have been explosive, but he's been effective on the scramble as Navy trying to respond. Run up the gut results in just 1. And just like that, Navy in a fairly strong position with 2nd and 9. A little bit of fatigue by the defense. Navy's going to take a breather and give them a little bit of a rest here as we move to 2nd and 9 with the ball at the right hash mark. 4-man front. Check that 3-man front by Navy. It's a run to the left. Brooks gets the carry. It's wide open. Good blocking. And he's able to get the first down and more. Big gain by Tulsa. Results in a first down. It's a 20-yard carry. That's his first carry of the ball game. As Tulsa pulls out all the stops. This time Navy's defense is ready, and Chad President tackled well in the backfield. It's a 4-yard loss, and that aggressive midshipman defense pays off deep in their own territory, resulting in a 2nd and 14. We're here locked in a tie ball game. It's 2nd and 14. Navy coming out in the 3-3-5 bear. It's a draw play, and the bear is ready for it. Navy holds Corey Taylor to a loss of 2 as Hudson Sullivan comes up with his 2nd tackle for loss. In addition to a sack, he's been magnanimous for the Navy defense with 5 tackles, 2 for a loss and a sack. Coming up big there, setting up 3rd and a mile. Zone defense by the middies. Caught, but tackled shy of the first down marker. Tulsa going to be forced to kick here, presumably. It is a field goal formation. Navy coming out in a regular defense, not trusting the Tulsa special teams. As we near the end of the third quarter, Tulsa looks to take the lead. The kick is up and good. Going to be 24-21, but Navy stiffens in the red zone, holds the Golden Hurricane to 3 after scoring on their previous drive. Navy now with the opportunity to take the lead if they execute on offense. Laster with a 25-yard gain. Going to set Navy up on the right hash this time at their own 26. We're here in the third quarter of an American Conference matchup. Single back set for the middies. Quarterback keeper Lewis picks up good yardage. It's a 6-yard gain. Now going to be 2nd and 4. Potentially one more play before the end of the third quarter. We'll see if Navy likes the look that they get. Out of the backfield to Brown. Good pass. Good play. Good read of the defense by Coach Ninja. He saw that the halfback had an opportunity there to the right side of the defense. We'll see if he sees something here on this play. Handoff up the gut to Brown. He gets the first down and a couple of more. It's about a 12-yard gain. That's probably going to be the final play of the third quarter, but 2 back-to-back good yardage plays by Navy's offense finds them on Tulsa's 38-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter. These two games locked in battle. Navy trying to protect their home turf. Trails by 3 entering the final frame. .38-yard line is where the ball rests. It's 1st and 10, midshipman. .335 over by Tulsa. Quarterback keeper, he gets good yardage, and Lewis picks up 6. Once again, 2nd and 4. Navy in good position here at the 32-yard line. We'll see if they can catch Tulsa off guard as they come out in the 11 personnel. It's a handoff up the gut. He almost picks up the first, but picks up 3 instead. Now going to be 3rd and a big one. The ball resting at the 29-yard line. Navy in a spread set. Tulsa tries to respond. Lewis back to pass. Hits the drag route, and Carmona once again makes a good play. Picks up the first down and many more. He's got 5 catches for 51 yards. But I'm willing to bet that all 5 have been for first downs. Maybe one of them have been short, but Carmona coming up big once again on a 3rd down. Single back in the backfield. Once again, they bite on the halfback, and Lewis picks up massive yards. It's an 18-yard gain, well inside the 5-yard line. Navy running the no-huddle, trying to punch Tulsa in the mouth. There it is the read option once again, and Navy takes the lead. It could be 4 awaiting the extra point. Kick is up and good, and Navy leads by more than a field goal here in the third. Check that, the fourth and final frame. There's only 6:35 remaining in the ball game. Navy kicking off to Tulsa and holding the lead. Good kick, well into the end zone. Going to force Tulsa to take the touchback. They're going to start out with the ball at their own 25, and the Navy defense takes the field once again, having held Tulsa to a field goal on the previous drive. A field goal from this position would not be enough to take the lead, as anybody who knows math realizes. Three-man front once again by Navy. Spread set by Tulsa. President throws to the right side. Picks up just shy of the first down. 9-yard gain plus 2 feet and 10 inches. 3 wide receivers and a halfback. Give up the gut. Navy ready for it, but the tackle is broken. It's going to result in a good gain for the Tulsa offense. A 21-yard rush by Corey Taylor. He was stopped in the backfield for a loss, but the Navy defender unable to hang on, and Taylor breaks the tackle for a big gain. 4-point ball game, 6:04 remaining. President scrambles to the right and gets the first. An 11-yard rush out of the pocket. President now 9 carries for 42 yards. Mr. President with a good yards per carry average. Runs the no huddle. Has the halfback. Gives it to him up the gut. Defenders unable to make the tackle early. They're with him. They're close to him. But they can't keep him from getting the first down. However, Corey Taylor III now hits the sideline, suffering an injury on that play. And a fresh halfback enters the fray for Tulsa. We'll see if he's as good as Corey Taylor III.
He's not much.
Caught but short of the first down. Navy on the tackle quickly. And Cole Nemph picks up just his second catch of the game. Understandable that Navy wouldn't be looking for him, but it does result in 2nd and 3. Up the gut and tackled, but not before the first down. The backup halfback, Shamari Brooks, with just his second carry of the game, picks up just enough for the first down. Now the ball rests at about the 10-yard line. Navy with their backs to the wall. Intercepted in the end zone. Williams with a massive pick with 5:17 remaining.
Heads up play.
Williams coming up with a massive interception in the end zone. That's the first turnover for the Navy defense, and it's a big one. Check that, their second turnover of the ball game. This one bigger than the first, as it gives Navy possession and the lead. Out of the backfield to Brown. He picks up a few. Going to be 2nd and 5 now as the clock begins to run with just over 5 minutes remaining. The 25-yard line is where it rests. Navy breaks the huddle with 22 seconds left in the play clock. Handoff up the gut to Brown. He's at the first down and more. Caught the defense off guard on the give to the halfback up the gut on the read option. Brown with a big gain, now giving Navy the football out at the 36-yard line, a fresh set of downs. Taylor, the halfback for Tulsa, we're being told, suffered a tear and is going to miss the remainder of the season. A big loss for the Tulsa offense, losing their starting halfback. Quarterback keeper pitches then to Brown. He picks up 2, keeps that clock moving. We're under 4 minutes by the time they snap this football. Now going to be 2nd and 8. The ball's on the left hash at the 38-yard line. .340 and ticking. Navy with the football in the lead. Angle out of the backfield. Malcolm Perry picks up 4. Now going to be 3rd and 4. Lewis now 16 out of 18, and a big play in the context of this football game coming here. Ball resting at the 42-yard line, close to the left hash. Navy facing a 3rd and 4, trying to retain possession, trying to keep that clock moving. A first down above all the goal. Back to pass goes Lewis. It's picked off in tight coverage. That's the second turnover by Navy. It breaks the tie in turnovers. 2-1, Tulsa with the turnover edge, according to the statistics. The ball at the 49-yard line. Tulsa now with 1st and 10. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Four-man front by Navy. Cover 4 defense. Give to the halfback, and he's contained for a gain of 3. Shamari Brooks now taking on the starting tailback duties. Now the Tulsa starting halfback is out for the season. Brooks is fresh, and he makes a couple of moves, gets the first down. It's a 16-yard gain. You got to figure at this point in the ball game, it's 4-down territory for Tulsa. Pass defense by Navy, and it's broken up. Michael Anaoha with a huge deflection coming out of the nickel position for the midshipmen. Going to give them a chance to catch a breather here against this no-huddle attack. Three-man front pass defense by Navy. 2:10 remaining. Tulsa back to pass. President looking. Can't find anybody. Has to throw it out of bounds. Good coverage by the Navy defense. Now going to result in 3rd and 10. You figure that Tulsa will go for the first down, but they'll do it twice. Back to pass goes President. Looks intercepted. Huge interception by Doris. I don't believe we've called his name all season. But Doris comes up with a massive interception. And now Tulsa once again on defense. Navy with the football. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Potentially 2 first downs from escaping this contest with a win. Handoff up the gut results in a 2-yard loss as Tulsa calls timeout. 1:57 remaining. Navy still needing yardage. They're going to have to take advantage of the Tulsa defense playing aggressive. Navy going to have to get out of their comfort zone. Out of the backfield, caught, and it's a first down. That's one of the first downs they needed. Tulsa calls a quick timeout. But now Navy with a fresh set of downs, 1:52. Tulsa has 1 timeout. 29-yard line is where the ball rests. 20-19. Navy has the edge in first downs as these two offenses, despite it being a 28-24 game, have gotten plenty of first downs. Navy showing patience. Handoff up the gut is faked, and Lewis gets another first down, and that's going to be Tulsa's final time out of the game. There's now 1:47, and even if they don't get a first down, 3 straight handoffs by Navy are going to take a minute and a half off this clock. I would be shocked if the midshipmen put the ball in the air. Handoff up the gut. Brown picks up a good 8-yard gain. That's going to get the clock moving again. And now on 2nd and 2, Navy goes no huddle with 1:35 and counting. Handoff up the gut to Brown. He gets the first down, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be it. With no more timeouts, Tulsa can't stop the clock. Navy can go into victory formation. They're going to get out of here with a 28-24 win, a close run affair. Navy with their 5th straight win as their push to a bowl game continues. Defending their home turf, the midshipmen faced a battle with the Golden Hurricane. Tulsa came to play, but Navy made the right plays at the right times, made the right calls, and it's going to result in another Navy victory. They moved to 6-4 on the season. It's another conference win against a winning football team. Viewers may expect that Tulsa will make a bowl game. Navy coming away with a win against a successful program. This is a team that was a 1-touchdown game the year before. It's a 1-touchdown game again, and once again, Navy outlasts Tulsa. 28-24, the final score. Navy at 6-4. We've got just a couple of games remaining here in the regular season. We'll take a look here quickly at some game stats, some player performances. Navy able to come away with the victory. Their defense held firm in a couple of scenarios, and the play calling and the game management and the clock management was on point for the midshipmen. (28-24) the final score. 21-20 on first downs. As we mentioned, both offenses able to move the ball down the field. However, Navy coming up with a couple of extra plays. You see 32 runs, 28 passes for the midshipmen, a balanced attack. They were able to outrush Tulsa by 2 yards. They were able to compete with Tulsa's passing attack. Chad President was 24 out of 30 with 2 touchdowns and just the one, check that, 3 interceptions by Chad President. 3-1, the turnover battle was the story of the game. Close run affair on third down percentage. 3-1, the turnover battle being the difference in the ball game. Navy coming up with a couple of big picks. We'll take a look here at some player stats before we show you what is in store for next week in League 1 action. Lewis, 17 out of 20. He was out for part of the game, but Hayes came in and filled in admirably when he was asked to. There was almost no drop-off in the Navy offense, and you got to believe that that was quite the relief for the offensive coordinator and the head coach of the midshipmen, as Hayes contributed 2 carries for 25 yards and was 6 out of 8 passing. Defensively, that was the story of the ball game. A couple of role players for Navy coming up with big plays. 3 interceptions by Connor Doris.
Sorry, that's not 3 interceptions. That's a return.
Sorry, a 3-yard gain off of an interception by Connor Doris. He came up with the big pick with about 2 minutes left in the game. That's a name that we haven't called that often. One by Williams and one by Gills, leading the way for the Navy defense. The 76 junior strong safety. Williams, the 77 junior cornerback. And Doris, the 78 junior middle linebacker. All 3 playing above their pay grade, coming up with 3 big interceptions for the midshipmen. It results in a victory. Navy now with 5 wins in a row.
Doris is consistently our number 2 tackler, but that's not necessarily something that's gets talked about. I mean, because most of those are not tackle for lost tackles. He's just the middle linebacker cleaning up garbage.
We take a look now at next week's affairs. Both teams, both of your followed teams, Syracuse and Navy, in action next week. Navy claiming their 5th win in a row, will go for their 6th win in a row. Syracuse hoping to hang on against a game NC State team that also defeated them the previous year.
Level 16 now. Yay.
Week 14 will see these 2 teams in action. As number 3 undefeated, and with number 1 losing, you got to imagine SMU will be either 1 or 2 in a rivalry game, taking on the Navy midshipmen, winners of 5 in a row. Last year, Navy was able to pull off the upset win over number 3 undefeated Memphis. We'll see if they can duplicate the feat at home against a very game, national title contending SMU Mustangs. Syracuse will go on the road to Raleigh and play the NC State Wolfpack, who defeated them last year. 2 exciting games in next week's action here in League One. We thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us next week. We hope you have an excellent week yourselves. Kick its ass.